Welcome to G Fun Facts Online. When you picture a bat, what comes to mind? A solitary, shadowy creature of the night? A sinister figure from folklore? For centuries, that's been the popular image. But today, we're going to pull back the curtain of night and reveal a world that couldn't be more different. We're talking about a world of astonishing social complexity, of vast, bustling cities, sophisticated communication, and cooperative behaviors that rival those seen in primates. Far from being simple creatures of instinct, many of the world's largest bat species live lives that are intricate, intelligent, and deeply social. So let's venture into the canopy and the cave to explore the surprisingly complex social lives of these masters of the night. When we think of a bat colony, the word chaotic might spring to mind, a swirling, screeching mass of animals. And the numbers can be truly staggering. Some colonies of straw-colored fruit bats in Africa, for instance, can swell to over 1 million individuals. But these are not anonymous mobs. They are highly structured societies, cities in the trees, with layers of complexity that we are only just beginning to understand. A perfect example is the flying fox, the giant of the bat world. These large fruit and nectar-eating bats, part of the genus Pteropus, form massive colonies known as camps. These camps aren't just random gatherings, they're structured communities. Within these bustling treetop cities, you find distinct social units. Take the gray-headed flying fox of Australia. During their breeding season, they form harems, with a single male defending and mating with a group of up to 6 females. It's a very organized system. Then there's the Indian flying fox, which exhibits a clear male-dominated hierarchy. Higher-ranking males claim the best roosting spots, usually higher up in the trees. This creates a kind of vertical social ladder, a constant source of interaction, competition, and communication within the colony. But what's truly remarkable is how fluid these societies can be. They adapt and change with the seasons and the availability of food. The bonin flying fox is a fascinating case study in this adaptability. During the winter breeding season, they live in those harem structures we mentioned. But come summer, the harems dissolve. The bats become largely solitary, with the exception of mothers caring for their young. This dynamic shift shows an incredible ability to tailor their social behavior to their immediate biological needs. Sometimes, these bat cities are even multicultural. In Australia, it's not uncommon to find gray-headed flying foxes, black flying foxes, and little red flying foxes, all sharing the same roost. Each species tends to occupy its own designated area within the camp, pointing to a level of interspecies tolerance and social organization that is truly amazing. The little red flying fox, in particular, is known for forming incredibly dense and nomadic camps, sometimes with hundreds of thousands or even 1 million individuals. They are constantly on the move, following the flowering of eucalyptus trees across the continent. This nomadic lifestyle requires a highly flexible social structure that can handle the constant arrival and departure of members. One of the most fascinating discoveries in bat societies is a phenomenon called fission-fusion dynamics. This might sound technical, but it's a social structure we see in some of the most intelligent animals on Earth, including chimpanzees, dolphins, and even early humans. It's where a large supergroup, or colony, frequently splits into smaller, temporary subgroups. These smaller groups might fly off to forage separately at night, only to merge back into the main colony at the roost the next day. The size and composition of these subgroups are constantly changing. While not a giant bat like a flying fox, the Bechstein's bat provides a perfect, well-studied example of this system. Research has shown that even with all this constant splitting and merging, these bats form and maintain long-term social relationships with specific individuals, including bats they aren't even related to. Think about the cognitive ability that requires. You have to remember who's who your friends are, and who you can rely on, all within a massive, ever-changing social network. These long-term bonds are vital for cooperative behaviors, like sharing information about where to find food, or social grooming to maintain relationships. This ability to maintain stable bonds in a fluid society is a testament to their sophisticated social intelligence, and it provides a framework for understanding how massive colonies of larger bats can function as coherent social groups. Of course, living in such large, complex groups requires an equally sophisticated communication system. Being nocturnal, bats rely heavily on sound and smell to navigate their social world, and their vocal abilities go far beyond the high-frequency clicks of echolocation. They possess a rich, complex language of social calls that convey a huge range of information. Scientists have identified a diverse array of these calls. There are aggressive squawks used to settle territorial disputes over a roosting spot or a piece of fruit. There are appeasement calls, which are used to promote social contact and de-escalate conflicts. And, crucially, mother bats and their pups have individually distinct calls, a unique vocal signature that allows them to find each other in the deafening clamor of a crowded maternity roost. The spectacled flying fox is known for being especially chatty, with a wide range of calls for defending territory, attracting mates, and communicating with its young. The sheer volume of sound that erupts from a large flying fox camp at dawn and dusk is a powerful testament to the intensity of their social lives. But recent research has taken our understanding to a whole new level, exploring the neural basis of this communication. Incredibly, studies on Egyptian fruit bats have shown that their brains are specifically wired to process social information. Different sets of neurons in a bat's frontal cortex fire up depending on which individual in the group is vocalizing. This suggests that bats have a neural map of who's who in their social circle, an ability fundamental to navigating complex social networks. Even more amazing, when two bats are communicating, their brains show synchronized activity. They are literally on the same wavelength. This neural connection is strongest during spontaneous social interactions, suggesting a deep, hardwired link between communicating individuals. And it's not all talk. Scent also plays a vital role. Many species have specialized glands that produce odorous secretions. They use these scents to mark territories and to signal their reproductive status. The unique scent of each individual likely helps bats recognize their roostmates and their own offspring, a crucial tool in a crowded colony. For flying foxes, who already rely on an excellent sense of smell to find ripe fruit and nectar, it's clear that scent is a key component of their social toolkit as well. Perhaps the most surprising and heartwarming aspect of the social life of large bats is their capacity for cooperation. These behaviors challenge the old nature, read in tooth and claw narrative, and reveal a deep-seated instinct for mutual aid. We see them sharing food with starving neighbors and working together to raise young. While not a large bat in the same way as a flying fox, the common vampire bat provides one of the most powerful examples of cooperation in the animal kingdom. Their situation is unique and dire. They feed exclusively on blood, and they will starve to death if they fail to get a meal for just 2 consecutive nights. To combat this constant threat, vampire bats have developed a sophisticated system of food sharing. A bat that has successfully fed will regurgitate a portion of its blood meal for a roost mate who came back hungry. This isn't a random act of kindness. It's a finely tuned system of reciprocal altruism. They are far more likely to share food with individuals who have previously shared with them. You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. Or in this case, you feed me tonight, I'll feed you tomorrow. They are also more likely to share with close relatives. These life-saving relationships are built and maintained through social grooming. The more time 2 bats spend grooming each other, the more likely they are to share food. Grooming is the social glue that strengthens the bonds of their cooperative network. In one fascinating study, scientists found that vampire bats formed these friendships in captivity, and when they were released back into the wild, the bonds persisted. Even with hundreds of other potential partners to choose from, they stuck with their established friends. For a long time, we thought the spectral bat, the largest carnivorous bat in the Western Hemisphere, was a solitary, fearsome hunter. Recent research has completely overturned that image, revealing a surprisingly tender and cooperative side. Using cameras placed inside a roost, scientists observed a family of spectral bats engaging in a range of affectionate behaviors. They were seen hugging each other by wrapping their massive wings around one another, a gesture thought to reinforce family bonds. They were also observed cuddling together in a tight cuddle ball and grooming each other. Most remarkably, the adult bats shared food with their younger family members. An adult returning from a hunt with a bird or a rodent would often pass the prey to a juvenile bat. This likely helps supplement the young bat's diet as it weans off milk, and it gives them a chance to practice handling prey in the safety of the roost. This gentle, cooperative family life is a world away from the solitary predator we once imagined. In many bat species, males don't participate in raising young, but the spectral bat appears to be an exception. Researchers have observed biparental care, with both the mother and father contributing to the care of their offspring. This is another rare and strong indicator of their complex social system. And in many flying fox species, while males might not directly provision the young, the communal nature of the roosts creates a safe environment for mothers. Females form maternity colonies where they rear their young together. After the first few weeks, a mother will leave her pup in a creche, a sort of communal nursery, at the roost while she forages. This system offers protection in numbers for the vulnerable young. Now all of this, the complex societies, the intricate communication, the cooperation, it all has to be supported by some serious brain power. And recent research is showing that large bats have it in spades. Some of the most exciting discoveries have come from studies of wild Egyptian fruit bats. Researchers found that these bats possess cognitive abilities once thought to be exclusive to humans and a few other select species, like episodic memory and the ability to plan for the future. Episodic memory is the ability to recall specific past events. For the fruit bats, this means remembering what, where, and when. They can remember which specific trees they visited, exactly where those trees are located, and crucially, how long it has been since those trees last bore fruit. This allows them to create a mental map of their environment that is not just spatial but also temporal. It's an incredibly efficient way to forage, ensuring they don't waste precious energy visiting trees that aren't currently productive. These bats also demonstrate future planning. By tracking their flight paths as they left the roost in the evening, researchers saw the bats flying directly to specific trees, sometimes a long way off. This indicates they had planned their entire route before they even took flight. They would even fly faster when the planned destination was farther away, further evidence of their ability to plan ahead. The bats also showed evidence of delayed gratification, another hallmark of advanced cognition. They would deliberately fly past closer, known food sources to reach a more desirable tree that was further away. This ability to inhibit an immediate impulse for a greater future reward is a key component of complex decision-making. Their choices even revealed another layer of sophistication. Bats that left the roost earlier in the evening tended to go for high-sugar fruits, likely for a quick energy boost. Those that left later often sought out protein-rich fruits. This suggests they aren't just planning where to go, but also what kind of nourishment they need at that specific time. It's an incredibly complex thought process. So why did so many large bat species evolve these complex social lives? The answer likely lies in a combination of ecological and evolutionary pressures. Group living simply offers too many benefits to ignore. One of the most obvious advantages is defense against predators. If you're a flying fox roosting in a camp of 1 million individuals, you have safety in numbers. A predator is less likely to succeed when faced with thousands of potential targets, and with more eyes and ears on the lookout, the chance of spotting danger early is much higher. Social thermoregulation is another driver. By huddling together, bats can conserve body heat and reduce the energy it takes to stay warm. While larger bats are better at retaining heat than smaller ones, huddling still provides energetic benefits, especially in cooler climates. Suitable real estate can also be a factor. Trees of the right height and structure for a flying fox camp or caves with the perfect temperature and humidity, can be scarce. This limitation on available roosting sites can force bats to congregate in large numbers, creating the perfect conditions for complex social interactions to evolve. Finally, and perhaps most importantly, are the benefits of information sharing. This is known as the information center hypothesis. A large, stable roost acts as a hub where bats can learn about the best foraging spots from their successful roost mates. For bats that eat fruit and nectar, whose food sources can be patchy and unpredictable, knowing where your neighbor found a feast last night is an invaluable piece of information. The social world of large bats is a far cry from the simple, solitary existence of folklore. These are animals that live in vast, structured societies, communicate through a complex language of calls, and engage in remarkable acts of cooperation and altruism. Their intricate social lives are built on a foundation of advanced cognitive abilities, including long-term memory, future planning, and sophisticated decision-making. From the bustling hierarchical camps of flying foxes to the primate-like fission-fusion societies, from the life-saving food sharing of vampire bats to the tender, affectionate care of spectral bat families, the social landscape of these creatures is richer and more varied than we ever imagined. As we continue to study these masters of the night, we gain a deeper appreciation for the incredible diversity of social behavior in the animal kingdom. Their complex societies are a powerful reminder that the night is not a time of darkness and solitude, but of vibrant social connection, intelligent cooperation, and ceaseless interaction. Thank you for joining us on Fun Facts Online.